Hello, everyone. It's good to see you all here. I'm Mutsuki Ishimaru from International Department of Japan Racing Association. Today, I'd like to talk about the state of the Japanese thoroughbred industry and JRA's operations to support breeders. First, let me explain about the breeding region in Japan. Last year, 7,796 thoroughbreds were born in Japan, and 96% were born in Hokkaido. Most of them are foaled in Hidaka and Iburi area and spend their time until the spring of their second year. Compared to mainland Honshu, Hokkaido has cool, comfortable summers, so making it ideal for thoroughbred breeding. However, winters are severely cold, and pastures are frozen and covered with snow. As a result, it has been reported that growth rate decline for reasons of cold environment and lack of good grass, and dramatically increase following spring at 1 year of age. This compensatory rapid growth is one of the risk factors of developmental orthopedic disease, making winter management and training more difficult than in other major breeding areas in the world. This slide shows the state of thoroughbred industry. Gray bars indicate JRA turnover. Blue circles are the average price in yearling sales, and red triangles show the number of live foals. Turnover peaked in 1997, then continued to decline until 2011. However, showing an upward trend now with $21.8 billion in 2023. In the average yearling price, there was a temporary increase in 2006 when the start of select sale yearling session. However, the average price declined from the early 2000s until 2011 due to successive racetrack closures in National Association of Racing, NAR, and the global financial crisis in 2008. After 2012, the average price has been rising every year, reaching $94,286 in 2023. The number of live foals continued to decline from the early 1990s until 2012, then began to increase, reaching 7,796 in 2023. As this graph shows, it is inferred that there's a link between turnover, the average yearling price, and the number of live foals. In Japan, horse racing seems to have been successfully conducted in recent years, and turnover has been strong, which has circulated funds to thoroughbred owners through the prize money and boosted the sales market. The funds are also circulating in the breeding industry and are being reinvested in the development of facilities in stud farms and the introduction of broodmares, leading to increase the number of foals. These graphs show the number of live foals in the United States, Australia, Argentina, the United Kingdom, and Ireland, where the speakers for this session, part 3, will be from. The numbers of foals in the world is thought to have declined by nearly 30% over the past 30 years. In particular, the global financial crisis since 2008 has led to a significant decline in the number of foals in major thoroughbred breeding countries. It can be inferred that the worsening economic situation had a significant impact on the breeding by reducing demand for the racing industry. However, in recent years, the number of foals other than the United States seems to have stabilized. Thoroughbred breeding starts with covering, followed by a gestation period of about 11 months and birth, and then 2 years of rearing, breaking, better to say starting, and pre-training period. Thoroughbred usually debut at the age of 2. It takes 3 long years. Thoroughbreds that performed well as racehorses are returned to breeding shed as stallions or broodmares. This thoroughbred life cycle involves not only breeding farms, but also many other industries that create value of thoroughbreds. We call this life cycle value chains. This slide shows the circulation of betting revenue in JRA. JRA pays 10% of the betting revenue from racing fans to the National Treasury to promote livestock production and social welfare. Another 15% is used for prize money to thoroughbred owners, subsidy for breeders, and the racing industry, such as JRA's business operations. These funds are circulated to the value chain of the thoroughbred industry, leading to breed the high-quality thoroughbreds and provide an attractive racing. In other words, racing authority is also the betting operator. Funds can be reinvested into the thoroughbred industry, including the breeding sector, allowing for revenue sharing within the entire industry. This slide describes the betting revenue from racing fans returned to the breeding industry. 1. In horse racing, in addition to prize money to owners, breeders' premiums are awarded to the top 5 finishers of breeding farms and broodmare owners. 2. And JRA conducts various research and technological developments related to racing and breeding. Furthermore, JRA fully subsidizes the Human Resource Development Program conducted by Blood Horse Training Center, BTC, and Japan Blood Horse Breeders Association, JBBA. 3. Betting revenue from racing fans will subsidize the breeding support projects through JBBA, with NAR acting as the project entity. These are our 4 policies to support breeding. Number 1 is to improve the pedigree qualities. JRA subsidizes the introduction of quality stallions from overseas to JBBA stallion stations and the purchase of broodmares by breeding farms. Number 2 is to research, development, and breeding and pre-training stage. For example, extended photo period treatment not only accelerate ovulation of broodmares, but also promote growth of young thoroughbreds, which is useful for pre-training in Hokkaido during the cold winter climate. Number 3 is educate excellent human resources. Number 4 is the development of excellent facilities. JRA subsidizes the investment in pasture expansion and other facility improvements, thereby improving the infrastructure for breeding and pre-training. Today's presentation, I'll explain number 2 and number 3, which we consider the most important. JRA conducts a variety of research and technological development from a scientific point of view to breed and train internationally competitive thoroughbreds. At Equine Research Institute in mainland Honshu, for example, research for improving the performance of thoroughbreds, preventing musculoskeletal injuries, and preventing infectious disease are conducted. Hidaka Training and Research Center in Hokkaido, research on improving breeding efficiency, nutritional management, training young horses, and paddock management are conducted. Miyazaki Yearling Training Farm in Kyushu conducts research on training under the mildly cold winter climate. We show the JRA operations to support breeders. 10 homebreds and 74 thoroughbreds purchased at yearling sales are raised and pre-trained until April at 2 years old, when they are sold to JRA owners to the JRA breeze-up sale, which is particularly committed to encouraging new owners to participate in the auction. In this process, various research and technological development are conducted to develop climate-matched breeding and training methods. The results are disseminated to the breeders and trainers and to the world as veterinary scientific reports. And JRA horses are used to educate human resources. JRA broodmares, foals, yearlings, and 2-year-olds are used for short-term education for veterinary college students, farm employee training programs, as well as for human resource education by BTC and JBBA. These pictures show that JRA horses are used for rectal examination practice, measuring body conditioning score, handling foals and broodmares, breaking, and work riding. This slide shows the list of representative human resource training programs supported by JRA. The first is the JBBA stud personnel training course, which focuses mainly on breeding persons to work at stud farms. The course lasts 1 year, and 18 trainees are recruited each year. The next is BTC pre-training personnel course. Focuses on training personnel who can ride and train racehorses at pre-training farms. This course is 1 year, and 27 trainees are recruited each year. These courses are unique that most of the trainees have never ridden a horse before, and it plays a major role in securing high-quality personnel in the breeding industry and alleviating labor shortages. One of the most important challenges to sustainable development of breeding is to secure and train human resources. These are the projects supported by JRA to secure human resources. BokJob is a program that uses SNS and other media to introduce young people to workplaces and jobs at stud farms or pre-training farms. BokJob's secretariat is Association for Racehorse Rearing, which is jointly run by Japan Racing Horse Association, JBBA, BTC, and JRA. This year, on the day of the impressive victory of Romantic Warrior at Yasuda Kinen Grade 1, a job fair was held at Tokyo Racecourse, where stud farms and pre-training farms set up their own booth in the grandstand. Next, to secure equine veterinarians. We provide scholarships to veterinary college students who are interested in working for horses. Finally, the initiatives for Japanese breeding, if I can briefly summarize. 1, betting revenue of JRA from fans circulate and returns to the value chains, which promote breeding and racing industry. 2, various scientific research and personnel training programs are conducted by JRA using JRA homebreds. 3, further measures to secure human resources are needed for racing and breeding industry in Japan. Thank you for your attention.